So we've got the car. We've got motoring expert Tim Kelly at the ready. And we've got the electric car newbie, me.
Hi, Tim.
Good morning, Louise.
Morning, morning.
This morning, Tim's agreed to give me a special EV driving lesson. So what do I need to know before I get behind the wheel?
What is the difference between driving a non-electric and electric car?
In the way they drive and the way they feel is the major things that you'll feel is a difference.
And does that cause problems?
It can do. So there's something called pedal misapplication. People, if they're not familiar with driving an electric vehicle, sometimes confuse the accelerator to the brake. But the difference is with these type of vehicles is that it's the way they accelerate when you do that. So if you press your foot down very hard on one of these, they accelerate really quickly.
Hopefully I'm not going to do that today. Let's see what it's like.
I'm going to start on a quiet road so that I can have a practice at driving the car without other vehicles around. As we get ready to set off, I'm finding it all a bit of a puzzle.
First things first, is the car on? I don't even know.
So you can press the start button now.
As I hit the road, I immediately experienced one of the things Tim had warned me about.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, how easy was that then? Just that slight touch of acceleration.
Almost like I was driving a rocket.
So straight away, can you see like the acceleration there?
Yeah.
How sharp it is. And that's one of the things that's different with EV vehicles. It's the amount of torque they've got. So the more torque a vehicle has, the quicker it accelerates. Where in a normal vehicle that isn't electric, it takes a while to get it going. What you have with an EV is that the instant you touch it, the power's there instantly.
It's I would describe as super responsive, so super sensitive.
Yeah.
I can see how someone who's not used to the immediate burst of power could get caught out. Not every EV is this powerful, but the vast majority can accelerate far more quickly than many other petrol and diesel cars. And as we hit a clean stretch of road...
Just turn right at the end.
I learn they slow down a lot more quickly too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah?
That was a regenerative braking, wasn't
That's the regenerative braking for you.
Regenerative braking means that as soon as you take your foot off the accelerator, it can feel like you're applying the brakes.
Oh, that's so weird.
Now, does that feel like you got your foot on the brakes?
Yeah, which is not what I was expecting.
With electric vehicles, that not all of them have regenerative braking, and the ones that do it is adjustable as well. But you've certainly seen there that it's quite dramatic when you lift your foot off the accelerator.
Tim has set the regenerative braking to full power in this car. So by dialing it down and with a bit more practice, I'm sure I could get used to it.
I'm learning quite quickly, but you wouldn't want to just go straight from a manual to this and expect to be able to drive it as well as I drive normally.
With my EV driving lesson now complete,
When you get to the end of the road, I'd like you to take next right.
we arrive back at base.
So, Louise, how did you find that today?
I enjoyed it, but I'm really glad I didn't just go out and drive on my own.
And whether you're a novice like me or an EV veteran like John, Tim feels that those United Nations measures we heard about earlier will affect car makers around the world.
So part of what they've done is they've seen there's been an increase in people being injured in vehicles where it's through pedal misapplication. And what they're doing now is they're looking towards putting more efforts towards manufacturers to hold them responsible, say, well, what do we need to do to try to resolve this situation?
And Tim thinks new EV drivers should be shown just how to use their new cars before being let loose on the road.
And what do you think we need?
What I think should be happening is that manufacturers should be funding the dealerships to take people out and train them when they get in the car. The last thing you want to do is just give somebody a car and then let them go away.
When we spoke to the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders, it told us that all new vehicles comply with strict safety standards and stressed that electric cars are at least as safe as any other comparable vehicle. And it recommended that drivers always test any new vehicle to familiarise themselves with its operation, safety features and performance.
I've learned so much about electric vehicles today. My takeaway, if you're going to drive an electric vehicle, if you can, when you first do it, sit next to someone who's driven it before, who can teach you about what the differences are and how you can drive better.